Welcome you all again. And now the last chairperson for the day is Dr. Dipti Khanvilkar Madam. She is an assistant professor at Department of Chemistry for Bharati Vidyapeeth University, Pune College of Pharmacy. She has 6 years of research experience and 9 years of academic experience. She has several national, international publications and conference presentations to her credit, mainly focusing on trace elemental analysis in biological and non-biological samples. We are lucky to have you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Kangan. Thank you very much. So it is a pleasure. I welcome all of you to the next session of the QIP. Today we have an interesting talk by Dr. Prasanna Deshpande. He is currently employed as assistant professor in Department of Clinical Pharmacy in Pune College of Pharmacy. To give a short introduction of Dr. Prasanna Deshpande, Dr. Deshpande is a PharmD from Manipal University and has also done an NIH program of infectious disease clinical research control program. He has a total experience of 8 years. He is a faculty advisor of ISPOR BBDU student chapter. Sir has more than 20 research publications and 13 paper presentations. He has also authored one national book and worked as a reviewer in 22 journals and conferences. Sir has worked as a co-chairperson in several research conferences, has received travel grants for international conference, and worked with various NGOs and different organizations. He has delivered 9 guest lectures in various state and national levels also. So with this very short introduction, it is a pleasure to invite Dr. Prasanna Deshpande sir to initiate his presentation.
Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are my slides visible?
Yes, sir.
One second. Good afternoon. Namaskar, everyone. Can you make me visible? Things to even show. Yeah. Thank you. So, Namaskar, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about the basics of Indian medical astrology and the few cases I'm going to discuss with you. So, my presentation, I would like to start with few. One second, I don't know. I don't know. My slides are not able. I'm not able to change my slides. Give me a second.
Prasanna sir, do you want us to share the slide?
Yeah, it will be great.
Yes, sir. Just sharing your slides.
Yeah, please make it slideshow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to talk about the basics of Indian medical astrology and few cases I'm going to discuss with you all. Next slide, please. First of all, I would like to tell you some eye-opening facts. Okay, So next slide, please. What 50 rupees panchanga, which is available on roadside in India, okay, that will tell you about the dates of solar eclipse. And at the same time, the billion-dollar satellites, at the same time, billion-dollar satellites launched by NASA also tell the same timing for solar eclipse. So isn't it interesting? So that time nothing was there with our ancestors, but still they managed to tell the exact timing for the solar eclipses. Okay, isn't it great? Next slide, please. Yeah, I hope you all are aware of Kumbh Mela. Okay, so कितने दिन के बाद आता है? After how many time or how many years it will come back? Can anyone tell me? Hope you are aware of Kumbh Mela. So Kumbh Mela will come, as you know, it comes after every 12 years. Okay, isn't it interesting? So yes, but what is 12 years? Why we celebrate Kumbh Mela after 12 years is because the Guru, the Jupiter, completes one complete circle around Sun at that time. Okay, so Guru takes around 12 years to complete one rotation around Sun. Okay, so next slide, please. So these are some findings by NASA, and interestingly, you can see here the Jupiter time period of revolution column. You can just check for Jupiter. It is 11.9 years, means nearly 12 years, right? How did they come to know that Jupiter takes 12 years to complete one rotation around Sun? You can okay, so these are all timings given by NASA, but how it happened when they were having no binoculars, they were having no satellite, they were having no ISRO, NASA, no such organization, and how was this possible? Next slide, please. One more fact. A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician. And this was the statement given by none other than Hippocrates. So Hippocrates, if you check on internet, he was there on the earth 2,500 years back. Okay, and he is considered to be the father of medicine. And father of medicine is giving these big statements. Okay, so if he is telling, means we have the habit that if Western world is saying yes, then only we will say yes. Okay, so here is the Western person saying about the astrology, and that too a physician is talking about astrology. Okay, so these three are the interesting facts, and these are all eye-opening facts. Okay, it's the time has come, I think, to look at our ancestral knowledge for astrology. So that's why I have taken this topic. Next slide, please. Few basic concepts I would like to share with you first. There are 12 Rashis, as you all know. So Mesh, Vrishab, Mithun, Karka, Siha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishchik, Dhanu, Makar, Kumbh, and Meen. These are the 12 Rashis. So their English names are also there in front of you: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on. So we all have heard about these 12 Rashis, right? Next slide, please. After these 12 Rashis, you must have seen this picture in various either in movies or in Panchanga, or means ऐसा कोई नहीं होगा यहाँ पे who doesn't know what this is. Okay, so this is nothing but a kundali. And for your kind information, you must educate yourself in this particular. So there are 12 houses of one kundali. You can see it on the screen. Okay, so whatever numbers are given to that houses, those numbers are fixed numbers. Remember, whenever you want to assess any kundali in terms of health, how will you assess? That is the main motive of this lecture. So now, so 12, house number 1 is always the same house. House number 2, house number 3, house number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 12. So these 12 houses are fixed houses. Whatever you do, all these, see, it is conceptualized in Indian astrology that all these planets revolve in these 12 houses. Okay, so if one planet is there in first house, after some time it will be in the second house, after some time it will be in the third, fourth, fifth, like that. So the journey will be like this. It is anti-clockwise, remember. Okay, so please, if you want, you can even take a snapshot of this slide, because these slides are again useful afterwards. Okay, so this particular slide, so you should know first how to count these 12 houses in a particular kundali. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसा start करना है, and all these are in anti-clockwise direction and not clockwise direction. Hope you understood it. Next slide, please. So now that was also a kundali. This is also a kundali, but this is as per South Indian style. Next slide, please. This is as per East Indian style. So all these three kundalis have the same 12 houses, and okay, so they will be starting with different places. These are the 9 planets. We know in astronomy there are various planets like Neptune or Pluto and all. So such planets are not there in astrology. These are the 9 planets present in the astrology: Surya, Chandra, Mangal, Budh, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu don't actually exist according to NASA, but they do exist as per Indian Panchang system. Okay, next slide, please. With this 9 planets, there are 27 nakshatras also. Okay, so now as we have already discussed, there are 12 rashis present. So these 12 rashis are distributed in these 27 nakshatras. So if you want to know, see, for example, any rashi you can take. Roughly one rashi covers 2 to 3 nakshatras. Okay, so Ashwini, Bharini, Kritika, Mesh, Rashi, and all. So you can get to know afterwards. But remember that there are 27 nakshatras. These are all basic concepts I'm sharing. I have not yet started with the health predictions or something, but you should understand these terms first. Okay, so these are the 27 nakshatras, right? And these 27 nakshatras represent 12 rashis. Next slide, please. So Kala Purusha. Okay, so there is an interesting concept. Kala Purusha is often used in astrology. Okay, so they are aligning this Kala Purusha with supernatural human form. Okay, so in this, Lord Vishnu is worshipped, and there is next slide, please. Yeah, so around 850 years back, there was a person named Kalyan Varma. You can see his name on the top. And this Kalyan Varma has written Saravali. This is a book written by Kalyan Varma, Saravali. So this book will tell you about all the how to predict health, that is Kalpurusha Kundali. So health is generally predicted according to Kalapurusha Kundali. So what is that? That I will means I have told what is Kalapurusha. But regularly Kalapurusha Kundali means this book explains about Kalapurusha Kundali. This book explains about the Atma kya hota hai, kaise aata hai, kyun jata hai, and all that things are there in this book. So it's an interesting book, and it's, see, now in India this is astrology. This is called as Jyotish Shastra. So it is Shastra. So it's a science basically. Okay, so this is the root book. Okay, the main book from where you can get the Kalapurusha things. Next slide, please. So this is Kalapurusha Kundali. So according to Kalapurusha Kundali, these 12 rashis, these the different organs of Lord Vishnu represent different rashis actually. Okay, so Aries, okay, Mesh Rashi, that represents head. Okay, or opposite is also true. Head of Lord Vishnu represents Mesh Rashi. So okay, so like that, from all these 12 rashis from top to bottom, they represent this way. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so there is one shloka in Saravali. You can see that shloka written on the top. And according to that shloka, these 12 houses also represent the different body parts. Okay, so you can see here, as we have already seen how to know the 12 houses in a kundali. So you can just check those 12 houses are there in the kundali, and house number 1 represents head, house number 2 represents face, house number 3 chest, then heart, then stomach, then different body parts are there. Okay, so all these body parts are located or are represented by these 12 houses of Kundali according to Kalapurusha Kundali, or according to the things mentioned in Saravali book, as we just now discussed. Next slide, please. So now that was little broad one, but if you see in detail, these 12 houses actually represent different body parts. Okay, so you can just check house number 1. That is, go to the previous slide. You have to correlate between these two. Okay, so house number 1 is about head. Okay, house number 1 is always there. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 जो घर होते हैं कुंडली में, 12 भाव जो होते हैं कुंडली में, they are fixed one. I repeat, they are fixed one. Okay, so next slide, please. So you can see here, next. You can see here house number 1 was for head, and you can see here the head related problems are mentioned in house number 1. Okay, headache, then face, skull diseases, mental problems, brain related problems, complexion, hair related problem, etc. At the same time, house number 2, which is on the left side of house number 1. Okay, eye diseases, mouth diseases, dental problems, throat related problems. Okay, so now these are the 12 houses of the Kundali, and those 12 houses represent different body parts or the diseases related to these different body parts. Fine. So hope you this is the very first step of health prediction. Okay, so first understand how these 12 houses are located and how these 12 houses represent different body parts. Okay, or the organs or the diseases related to these organs. Okay, just one small let's repeat it once. Previous slide, please. Just 1 second I will take. So previous slide, just focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the fixed locations of 12 houses. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so now as I said, there are 27 nakshatras, right? So these 27 nakshatras also represent different body parts. If you see Ashwini nakshatra, both knees. If you see Bharani nakshatra, it represents head. Kritika nakshatra, it represents waist. Rohini nakshatra, both legs again. Okay, so different body parts you can just see here. Revati nakshatra, the last one, both armpits. Okay, so 27 nakshatras. Actually, according to Indian astrology, there are 28 nakshatras, but for predictions, only 27 nakshatras are considered. So 28th nakshatra is Abhijit nakshatra. It is a human nakshatra. So that is considered as human nakshatra. So that is not counted. Only 27 nakshatras are counted. Okay, so you can see here the 27 nakshatras represent different body parts. So Chitra, forehead, Swati, teeth, Vishakha, upper limbs, Anuradha, heart, Jyeshtha, tongue, Mula, both feet, etc. Okay, so 27 nakshatras and different body parts. Next slide, please. Okay, so if you didn't understand in the previous slide, this is the slide for you. You can check which nakshatra. Okay, so now see, I'll tell you, hope you are aware of your Rashi or your nakshatra. Okay, so for example, if you belong to Mesh Rashi, so different nakshatras are representing it. If you know your nakshatra, you can correlate that with the body parts here. If you don't know the nakshatra, don't worry, I will tell separately. Okay, so these are the nakshatras representing different body parts. Next slide, please. Okay, so now it's about the malefics and benefics. So benefics are called as Shubh Graha, while malefics are called as Ashubh Graha. Ashubh Graha synonymously called as Papa Graha. Okay, so According to Indian astrology, Surya, Shani, you can see it on the left hand side, Surya, Shani, Mangala, Chandra, Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so and Budh are broadly the malefic planets, means bad planets. They will give you bad results. Remember. Okay, so Surya, even though most of us have misconception that Surya is a positive this thing or a good this thing, but actually it's a malefic planet. Shani, okay, Mangala, Chandra, when with low light. Okay, so whether it's a waxing Chandra or waning Chandra. Okay, so low light wala Chandra is a malefic, while you can see it on the opposite, high light Chandra is a benefic planet. Benefic Punya Graha, malefic Papa Graha. And as you know, Rahu, Ketu are also bad graha, but Buddha behaves differently. Okay, see, these are all basic aspects. If you don't understand these basic aspects, you cannot see. My motive is you should be able to, we all are able to, assess the Kundali, but this I'm just a mean to, reach up to you through this QIP. So Buddha, if it is present with some malefic, it will behave like a malefic. And if it is present with a benefic, it will behave like a benefic. Okay, म्हणजे बुध जर एखाद्या पुण्य ग्रहाबरोबर आहे तर तो चांगला बिहेव करेल, एखाद्या पाप ग्रहाबरोबर आहे तर तो वाईट वागेल. फाइन, तर हे आहे what are the good grahas and what are the bad grahas. Next slide please. So we are mainly focusing on bad grahas only because we want to assess the diseases. Okay, so yes, as we have seen, there are 9 planets, and these 9 planets also represent different body parts. Remember, if you have skin related problems, Mercury is the responsible thing. You can check there. If you have bone related problem, Sun is responsible. Okay, so Sun is responsible for right eye, while Moon is responsible for left eye. Remember, Mars is Mars is actually red in color. That is also a great thing discovered by our ancestors. Today also Mars is reddish in color. How did they come to know that Mars is reddish one? Okay, then Jupiter is responsible for fat, liver, chest, stomach, ears, digestive power, etc. Mercury, skin, speech, tongue, neck, kidneys, intestine. Venus represents sexual organs, shine of the skin, hormones, hair. Saturn represents nerve system, bone, joint, knees, teeth, legs. Rahu and Ketu represent body acids, while Rahu specifically controls nerve system, while Ketu specifically controls spleen and bile system. Okay, so these 9 planets represent or control these different body parts. Okay, hope you understood it. Hope I can proceed. Next slide please. Yeah, so now we are slowly turning towards the health prediction. As you all know, there are 12 grahas present in your kundali. Okay, so first of all, there are 2 types of kundalis as well. Okay, so our main concern for health prediction is Lagna Kundali. Lagna Kundali is for your lifetime. ओके, लग्न कुंडली म्हणजे तुमच्या आयुष्यभरासाठी एकच ग्रहमान असतं त्याच्यामध्ये, लक्षात ठेवा. आणि जशी जसं ग्रहमान बदलेल तसं तसं तुम्हाला तर ते बदलतंय, बट ऍट द सेम टाइम सध्याचे काय कसे ग्रहमान आहेत एखाद्या राशीसाठी ते पंचांगामधून बघितलं. सो आवर मेन फोकस इज ऑन लग्न कुंडली. रिमेंबर, okay, so 6th house, you can see the red colored houses. So 6th house, 8th house and 12th house are considered to be bad for health. Means whatever problems, see, 6th house is the disease house, that is called as disease house in Kundali. Remember, so what type of diseases you are going to get, that 6th house will represent. Next, 8th house is also, no, not next slide, next graha, next this thing I'm talking about. Okay, so 8th house is for longevity. Remember, longevity, and also that is also considered to be related to health. And 12th house that is the house of losses. Whatever losses you are going to have, that is the 12th house. So whichever grahas are located in 6th, 8th and 12th houses, that will ultimately make predictions about your health. Next slide. Now different rashis are there, but different rashis, there are different lords. Okay, so every rashi, so you can just check which rashi you belong to. Okay, and you can check your own Rashi Swami, or that is called as Lord of a particular Rashi. We are talking about lunar system. Lunar system has been followed in India, while solar system is being followed in US countries. So solar system is not that scientific, to be honest, but lunar system predictions are more correct. So lunar system we are going to see. So in US system, you might have seen if you are born in January and February, then you are Aries. Okay, but it's not so in Indian system. Okay, what we are following is lunar system, and you can just check. Lunar system is more scientific, I will say. Okay, so sun owns Simha, moon owns Karka, Mars owns Mesh and Vrishchika, Mercury owns Mithuna, Kanya, Jupiter, Guru owns Dhanu, Meen. Okay, Venus owns Vrishab and Tula, while Saturn owns Makara and Kumbha. You can just check तुमची राशी कुठली हे तुम्ही याच्यामध्ये बघू शकताय, आणि आपल्या आपल्या राशीचा स्वामी कोणता आहे हे तुम्ही बघू शकता याच्यामध्ये. Why I am talking about all these swamis and also you will come to know. Next slide, please. Right. So I don't know how many of you have seen this, but if you have seen a detailed kundali of a person, there are some degrees mentioned. Okay, so remember, if your planet is between 12 degree to 18 degree, if you don't understand this slide is also fine. Okay, but if your planet in your kundali, if it is between 12 to 18 degree, then that gives you 100% results in short. Okay, rest all are 25%, 50%, 20%. So these are all the avasthas of different planets. So Bal Avastha, Kumar Avastha, Yuva, Vridh and Mrit. Okay, so one more thing, benefic and malefic planets also. See, no planet is actually bad, no planet is actually good. Planets are planets, but we have, means in astrology they are being assessed whether what type of things they will do to you. Okay, so either it will do good or it will do bad to you. Accordingly we are segregating. Actually all grahas are good, remember. जसं असतं ना, कुठलाही माणूस वाईट नसतो, तसं आहे ते. Okay, but still people don't like Shani to come, people don't like Rahu to come, because they will mostly come up with some bad results. Anyway, so Bal, Kumar, Yuva, Vridh and Mrit, these are the 5 avasthas of any planet, while planet gives best results when it is between 12 to 18 degrees. Next slide, please. But there are certain exceptions for this. Chandra and Buddha are considered to be the small planets, बालग्रह टाइप आहेत, आणि त्यामुळे 0 ते 12 म्हणजे जसं एखादं मूल असतं 0 ते 12 मध्येच ते मूल आहे. आफ्टर 12 it gets converted into adult. तो तर चंद्र आणि बुध, they are considered to be small planets, and that's why they show best results between 0 to 12, while Guru and Shani are considered to be the adult planets or something like that. So they show best results between 18 to 24 degrees. Okay, so these two are exceptions. Fine. Next slide, please. Yeah. So again, we are moving towards predictions now. So if you see here, now we know that one kundali has got 12 houses, and these 12 houses will have different planets. Now, which planet is located in which house for giving the results? So you can see here, there is something called as Uchansh, and there is one more thing called as Nichansh. Okay, so means what? means if Surya, sun, is present in the first house, that is Mesh, okay, it will give you the best results. But at the same time, when it is located in Tula, Tula is considered, means like, see, means if it is located in Tula, it will give the bad results. Okay, just take the next slide. I will explain it in a different way. So yeah, as I said, Surya, you can see here, see, these are the 12 houses of a Kundali. Okay, and for any predictions, whatever planets I have written there, they must not be there, or not must not be, means some people may have, but it is better if these planets are not there in these houses. Shani shouldn't be in the first house. Second house is considered to be dharma house, so neither that is, no planet stays over there, so second house you leave. Third house, if third house has got Ketu, means Ketu is at its worst condition. Mangal, if Mangal is present in the fourth house, it means that it is in the worst condition, means that Mangal will give you the worst results. Similarly, Surya in the seventh house, Shukra in sixth. If you have Shukra present in the sixth house, it will give the worst results. It means that. So that's why I have written everything in red. Okay, so better if these grahas are not there in the respective houses. Okay, if your Rahu is in the ninth house, it will give the worst results. Chandra is in the eighth house, it will give you the worst results. Okay, so these are all the houses that will give you worst results when these planets are present in these houses. Next slide, please. Now there is something called as drishti. Okay, imagine you own your house and you have rented your house to someone. Okay, even though you have rented that house, you are not staying in that house, but still it's your duty to watch कोणता किरायदार आहे, काय करतोय, काय भलतच करतोय का आपल्या घरामध्ये राहून. म्हणजे काय करता तुम्ही, तुम्ही त्या आपल्या स्वतःच्या घरावर दृष्टी ठेवता. तसे हे ग्रह सुद्धा दृष्टी ठेवतात, लक्षात ठेवा. म्हणजे हे ग्रह कदाचित वेगवेगळ्या घरामध्ये लोकेट झालेले असतील कुंडलीच्या, but their drishtis are different. Okay, so drishti means what? As I told you, जसं तुम्ही स्वतःचं घर किरायाने दिलंय, त्या घरामध्ये कोण किरायदार राहतोय, तो किरायदार दारू पिऊन धिंगाणा करतो का, हे सगळं बघणं काम आहे की नाही. जर तो तसं काही करत असेल तर काढून टाकायचा तो किरायदार, नवीन किरायदार टाकून द्यायचा. That is the simple way we do. So we keep drishti on that our own house. So like that, these 9 planets keep drishti on different houses. Remember, all planets, 9 planets have drishti on the 7th house. Okay, wherever they are located. Suppose sun is located in the first house, so you have to count the houses from first, second, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7. So 7th मध्ये कुठला ग्रह पडलेला आहे, त्या ग्रहावरती याची दृष्टी आहे. कळलं का? जसं असं इमॅजिन करा तुम्ही की पंक्ती बसलेल्या आहेत जेवणाच्या, 2 पंक्ती समोरासमोर जेवतात, तुम्ही बसलाय स्वतःच्या जागेवर, परंतु तुमची दृष्टी सहज कुठे पडेल, तुमच्या समोर कोण जेवतो त्याच्यावर तुमची दृष्टी सहज पडेल. इट इज लाईक दॅट. तर ही दृष्टी प्रत्येकाची फिक्स आहे, प्रत्येक ग्रहाची त्या घरापासून 7व्या घरावरती दृष्टी आहे. लक्षात घ्या. बघा, फर्स्ट टू 9th सगळे ग्रह जे आहेत 7व्या ग्रहावर दृष्टी आहे म्हणजे आहे. फक्त मंगळ, मार्स has got 2 drishti, means the planets below Mars have 2 drishtis. So Mars, including to 7th house, 4th and 8th house it will look. Jupiter will look at 5th and 9th house. Saturn will look at 3rd and 10th house, while Rahu and Ketu will look at 5th and 9th houses. So wherever, means what does it mean? Okay, so even though you have a good planet in a particular house of a kundali, if त्या ग्रहावरती जर दुसऱ्या एखाद्या वाईट ग्रहाची दृष्टी पडतीये, तर तुम्हाला बॅड रिझल्ट्स मिळतील, वाईट रिझल्ट्स मिळतील. लक्षात घ्या. म्हणजे त्याचा तो परिणाम जो चांगला होणार होता एखाद्या चांगल्या ग्रहाचा, तो ह्याची वाईट दृष्टी पडल्यामुळे, वाईट ग्रहाची वाईट दृष्टी पडल्यामुळे तो आता होणार नाही. कळतंय? म्हणजे समजा राहू आहे, आता आपण जसं बघितलं की हे पापग्रह आहेत, शनी, मंगळ, राहू, केतू, पापग्रह, बरोबर. मग जरी तुमच्या एखाद्या घरामध्ये चांगला ग्रह पडलाय, तर त्या ग्रहावर दृष्टी समजा राहूची पडते, म्हणजे राहू समजा तुमच्या एखाद्या घरामध्ये, तिथून बरोबर 5व्या स्थानावर तुम्ही एखादा ग्रह मोजताय किंवा त्याचं असेसमेंट करताय, तर 5व्या घरावर आहे, याचा अर्थ काय, राहूची त्याच्यावर दृष्टी पडलेली आहे. ओके, तर त्याचा परिणाम आहे तेवढा पॉझिटिव्ह राहणार नाही, थोडा कमी, किंवा कदाचित हे नलिफाय पण करतात त्याचा पॉझिटिव्ह परिणाम असा आहे. सो दृष्टी इज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. प्रत्येक ग्रहाची आपल्या घरापासून 7व्या घरावरती दृष्टी असतेच असते. मंगळ, गुरु, शनी, राहू, केतू यांच्या 2-2 दृष्टी आहेत, जसं तुम्हाला पीपीटी मध्ये दाखवलेलं आहे. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, see, these are the durations to complete one revolution around the sun according to Panchanga. So जसं आपण तिथं बघितलं बघा, गुरुला साधारण 12 वर्ष लागतात. Okay, so here it is written as 1 year, means 1 year in one Rashi. Like that, the Guru will complete 12 Rashis, means one complete cycle, that is 360-degree cycle, and that is 12 years. So like that. Okay, so all, म्हणजे आपण म्हणतो बघा, कोणाला तरी एखाद्याला मंगळ आलेला आहे, तर मंगळ म्हणजे काय, मंगळ साधारण 1 ते 1.5 महिन्यात तुम्हाला मंगळ असतो. तेव्हा तुमच्या राशीला जर मंगळ आलं तर तो तुम्हाला त्रासदायक असतो. मग जेव्हा मंगळ तुमच्या राशीला येतो, आता तसं हळूहळू आपण हेल्थकडे जातो, की तुम्हाला ऍक्सिडेंट्स होण्याची शक्यता असते, तुम्हाला टेन्शन्स होण्याची शक्यता असते, मंगळ जेव्हा तुम्हाला तुमच्या राशीला येतो. ओके, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Now we are going towards health predictions. Next slide. बघा, हे मुख्य गोष्टी आहेत. तुम्हाला जर खरोखर एखाद्या व्यक्तीचं हेल्थ प्रेडिक्शन करायचं बाय लुकिंग ॲट इट्स कुंडली, सगळ्यात पहिले राशी बघा, आणि दुसरं नक्षत्र, तिसरं ग्रह कुठला कुठं पडलेला आहे, त्याच्यावरून सुद्धा तुम्ही प्रेडिक्शन करू शकताय. 6व्या, 8व्या आणि 12व्या घरात नेमकं काय पडलेलं आहे त्याच्यावरून सुद्धा तुम्ही प्रेडिक्शन करू शकताय. हाऊस ऑफ मॅलेफिक्स म्हणजे काय, आता तुम्हाला कळेल, तुम्हाला मला नेमकं काय सांगायचं, की काही सर्टन प्लॅनेट्स विल हॅव badly, they are, means as I said, see, as I said, Surya shouldn't be in the 7th house. Okay, so as we know, certain drugs are contraindicated in pregnancy, so like that, certain grahas are contraindicated in particular house. Okay, and whether that graha is afflicted or not afflicted, a small prediction I can tell. Okay, so according to Rashi first, hope you know your own Rashi. If you want to know your see, I don't want your Rashi as per solar system, okay, as per lunar system, as per Indian system. Okay, whatever Rashi you belong to. Okay, hope you know your own Rashi. So if you don't know your own Rashi, you can determine it by using various internet tools are there these days. So for that, 3 things are required. You should know your exact time of birth, date of birth, and place of birth. If you know these 3 correct things, you can determine your own Rashi by using internet. Many multiple tools are there. One of the tools is AstroSage. Fine. So Rashi. So Rashi is the first one, while the second one is Nakshatra. But Rashi related things I will tell you. For example, if you belong to Tula Rashi, you are more prone to have the urine related problems. Just go to previous slide, that blue colored 12 houses are there. Add the slide piche hai wo. The blue colored table, blue colored kundali. That slide please. Yeah, the blue one. Not this. 12 houses.
Sir, just a minute. This, sir?
No, down, down. Down, 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 down. Down. Slide number 18. 18. Yeah. Okay, so you can just see if you whatever Rashi you belong to, you may have these problems. Okay, so count that, you know the counting now. Hope you understood the counting of the houses of Kundali. So the house number 1, house number 2, house number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 12 houses equal to 12 Rashis, remember. So if you belong to Tula, that comes, you know, the center वाला जो point है कुंडली का, उसके नीचे वाला house होता है 7th house, yeah, where the cursor is, right? Okay, so if you belong to Tula, you may have these problems. If you belong to Vrishchik, the right hand side वाला नीचे वाला house, नीचे वाला, yeah, pelvis, seminal vesicles and venereal disease related problems. If you are Mesha, Aries, the first one, center point के ऊपर वाला ग्रह, center point, yes, if you belong to Mesha, you will have these problems. Okay, so this is a prediction based upon your Rashi, whichever Rashi you belong to. अगर आप मेष राशि के हैं, headache, face related problems, skull related problems, mental problems, brain related, hair related problems will be common in your life. Okay, you just have to extrapolate 12 Rashis in these 12 houses. Okay, so you can give predictions this way. Okay, so remember, how will you count these houses? 1 to just take the slide number, ऊपर जाइए, थोड़ा ऊपर जाइए, maybe slide number 9th one, yeah, 9th one. Okay, so these are the 9th slide. This is how you are supposed to calculate, and these are the first the 8th slide, please. 8th one, 8th slide, yeah. Okay, so these are your Rashis. Okay, so Mesh Rash always will be there. In the Mesh Rash, people will have problem associated with head. Just now we discussed, right? So this is how you can predict the, according to Rashi, you can predict what are the problems, common problems in your life. Fine. So second one is according to your nakshatra. Remember, one Rashi will have 2 to 3 nakshatras. So this nakshatra will be explained in your Kundali. When you are opening your full Kundali, there is one column called as nakshatra. So, nakshatra, go down, please. There is 127 nakshatra column. So if you have Anuradha nakshatra, then you will have heart related problems. You may have heart related problems. Okay, so this is the prediction according to your nakshatra. 32 slide, please. 32. Yeah. Okay, so which planet is located in 6th, 8th or 12th house? That will also represent your health. Malefics, whether, see now, as you know that there are 12 these things are there. So if one of your house is acquired by a malefic planet, for example, agar aapki kundali mein suppose Ketu is there on the 6th house. Okay, so Ketu, as you know, it's a malefic planet and it is present in the 6th house. Okay, you can just check the same, that purple color slide, please. So 6th house mein agar Ketu hai, then you will have those problems, means intestine related problems must be there. Yeah, kidney, large intestine, uterus diseases and colon related problems. So this is yet another way to predict health problems. Okay, so where in these 12 houses where the malefic planet is located. Okay, suppose, see, malefic planet means, as I said, Shani, Mangal, Rahu, Ketu. Consider them as malefic planets. Surya is also a malefic planet, but it's not a major malefic planet. These 4 are the major malefic planets. So ये 4 ग्रह आपकी कुंडली में कहाँ पे है? Suppose your Mangal is present in 12th house. So 12th house is responsible for left eye, feet, lymphatic systems, okay, sleep related problems, etc. So it's like that. This way you are supposed to predict. Okay, so 32 slide, please, again. Okay, so malefics and afflictions. As I said, afflictions means कौन से ग्रह की दृष्टि किसके ऊपर जा रही है. So और if suppose, as I said, good planet and bad planet, suppose Buddha, as we discussed, if Buddha is present with the good planet, it will behave in a good way. If it is present with bad planet, it will behave in a bad way. Okay, so afflictions according to Drishti also are important. Okay, so these are all the golden rules to predict health. Next slide, please. There are a few explanations in the next slide, like how. See, the very first thing is Rashi, and the other important thing is Lagna. So Lagna means what? Lagna means what, whichever planet is present in your first house is called to be Lagna. I may have XYZ Rashi, but that doesn't mean that I have the same Lagna. Okay, Lagna is the main personality of any human being, is nothing but Lagna, and that's why Lagna Kundali is very important. Okay, Lagna Kundali is for lifetime, and there is only one Kundali. Remember, fine. So Lagna Kundali means Lagna Kundali means what? So in first house, what is present? Okay, so that is Lagna Kundali. Few basic information about the same is there in this slide. You can just read it. Next slide, please. Sixth house, as I said, sixth, eighth, and 12th house. These three are the houses used for health predictions. So छठे घर में क्या है, 8th house में क्या है, और 12th house में क्या है, ये important है to predict health. That's why 6th house is very important. Okay, this is in short. Okay, next slide, please. Transit time is yet another important thing. See, according to Lagna Kundali, that is for lifetime, and that is, according to the situation of the planets when you were born. Remember, but currently you may not have that particular, so that's why Graha Dasha is very important. So like especially malefic planets, Papa Grahas have different kinds of dashas present. So Mahadasha or Antardasha and all. So if you have, suppose Sadesati we call, so Sadesati means 7.5 year time. So definitely it's a bad time, it's considered to be bad time. Okay, so how the planets are moving, that is also important, that can also be used. Next slide, please. Now again towards predictions, Sun is responsible for Pitta, Moon is responsible for Kapha, Mars is responsible for Pitta, Mercury is responsible for all, Jupiter Kapha again, then Venus excess of Vata and Kapha, while Saturn is responsible for Vata. Okay, so all these, some people may think it as very irrelevant. I don't believe in this astrology, and I don't believe mala maja karma or vishwas, etc., etc. Maybe things from some people's side, but yes, if you're the timings and if you put everything correctly in a kundali, yes, it can predict about your health. Next slide, please. The few cases I'm going to discuss now. So here is the case first. Next slide. Yeah, so you can check here, as I said. No, previous slide. Okay, you can check here, as I said, where are the malefic planets located. Okay, you can check here that here means in 8th house, you can just check. There is Jupiter, there is Ketu, there is Moon, and there is Mars as well. Means what? There are 2 malefic planets present in this particular house, right? So since this 8th house is problematic, you can just check the same house on the right hand side, the purple color kundali. This person, since it is 8th house is afflicted by these 2 malefic planets like Ketu and Mars, he will have problems related to pelvis, seminal vesicles, and venereal diseases. But this is from front side. Okay, from back side also these planets can affect in similar way. So all private parts can get affected in this particular case. At the same time, you can just check on the 12th house of the kundali. You can just check. Okay, there is presence of Saturn. R means retrograde. Okay, Vakri, Shani Vakri Asana. Okay, and Rahu and Shani both are present on in that particular house. So that particular house you can just click on the right hand side. Okay, that is responsible for eye diseases, mouth diseases, dental problems, and throat. Okay, so one way of prediction whether malefic planets are there in a particular house. So since these four malefic planets are located in different positions, you can just check here. The next slide, please. So this kundali is of piles or hemorrhoids. You can just check. Okay, so according to the kundali of XYZ patient, I can't disclose the names. You can check here. The patient's the kundali is of piles or hemorrhoids. The patient was suffering from problems like piles, and the explanation like how it is associated with piles. Okay, so I have already explained this. Since there are malefic planets present, the drishtis of different malefic planets, even in the sixth house, eighth house, and 12th house, as I said, are responsible for health. And different planets are also located in different houses, so they also affect, or they have drishtis of on different houses. Okay, so in short, this is the case of piles. Next slide, please. Yeah, you can just check here as well. Okay, so you just have to determine where these four planets are located. Mangal, Rahu, Ketu, Shani. These are all bad planets, Papa Grahas. Okay, you can check here in this particular case. Rahu and Saturn are located in the 12th house here. So this is, see now how it became 12th. This is not 12th house, this is actually 9th house. But okay, the fourth means house number 1, there is written 4. Okay, that's why the number has come here as 12. Actually that is not 12th house, remember. Okay, actually that is 9th house. So in 9th house you can check where 12 is written. You can check there Saturn and Rahu are located. Okay, so Saturn and Rahu are located. It is nothing but hip related joints get affected. Even you can check here Ketu is located where 6 is written. I will not say 6th house because that will be wrong to say. 6th, where 6 is written, Ketu is located there. Means what? So that house has become bad now, and the problem related to that house you will have now. So you will have problem in right hand, right ear. Okay, then this thing, arms and problems. At the same time, you can check here where 7 is written, there is Mars. Okay, so as I have already explained, that house must not have Mars. So Mars is at its worst condition in this kundali, and that house is responsible for what? You can just check here: heart related problems, stomach, ribs related problems, chest, breast, lung diseases, digestive problems. Okay, all these problems are associated with that where 7 is written. And on left hand side, just check where 7 is written, there is Mars, and on right hand side you are supposed to correlate the things. Okay, so where 7 is written, Mars is there, which is a bad planet, and that is responsible for all these problems. Okay, so now just see what has happened to the patient in real. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, see, the patient has got heart problems. As I said, Mars was at its worst condition. Okay, so it was located in just previous slide. Okay, see, you can see here on left hand side, you can see where 7 is written, Mars is there, which was at at its worst condition. And that 7, you can take the same house on right hand side, which is related to heart, chest related problems, lung related problems, ribs related problems, etc. So this is how the patient's Kundali is of heart problems. Okay, so currently patient has got heart related problems, but these are all bad houses, so he can have other diseases in future too. Okay, next slide please. Next slide please. Next. Yeah, so you can see here again in this Kundali, you just have to look at the 4 houses initially. This will cover 50% of your predictions. Just 4 planets: Rahu, Ketu, Shani, Mangal. Where are they located? So you can just check. Shani is located where 7 is written, right? Ketu is located where 9 is written. Okay. Mars is located, again, Mars is at its worst condition here. Okay. While Rahu is located where 3 is written. Okay. So all these 4 houses are there, and the problems related to these things can happen. Okay, so you can just check one more thing here. Moon. So behavior of moon is similar to Buddha. When moon is present with some bad graha, okay, then that is considered to be the, his behavior is also bad. For example, now moon. So we have already seen in the previous few slides that moon is responsible for mind as well. Okay, it is there in the previous slides. Check it, I will send the PPT anyway. So it is present. So moon can get afflicted in this particular case. So moon is in bad condition, Saturn is there, and okay, so these 4 planets are located bad. Okay, so just check the next slide. This case is of schizophrenia, right? So schizophrenia, as I said, the moon was present with Saturn, so moon has become afflicted, right? So moon will behave in a bad way like that of Saturn. And mood, if we have discussed, and it may be somewhere in the 15th or 20th slide, that the moon is responsible for mind. Okay, so this is how you can predict. Next slide please. This is yet another Kundali. You can just check here. So 6th, 8th and 12th houses are also responsible. You can just check here that Ketu is located where 4 is written, while Mercury is located where 10 is written. Rahu is also located in the same house. So because of Rahu, Mercury has also got affected. So Mercury is responsible for skin. So this is one of the Kundali for vitiligo. Vitiligo is nothing but Shweta Kushtha or leukodema, that's called. Okay, so this is how you can predict health based on Kundali. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Next slide, please. Yeah, there are certain limitations. I forgot to discuss that. Some predictions are varying a little. For example, some people are astrologers are saying that Rahu is responsible for anxiety. Some are saying that Ketu is responsible for anxiety, or there are plus minus 19-20 related farak is there in all these predictions, but most of them are correct. Okay, so Vimshottari Kundali is also one of the things that is used for future predictions, but that we haven't discussed. That is yet another limitation of the presentation. Next slide, please. You can check your own Kundali. As I said, you just need to have 3 things: right birth time, birthplace, and birth date. These 3 things you need to have. You can check your own Kundali with this. Next slide. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Prasanna Deshpande sir, for this wonderful presentation. It's a really offbeat topic. I think I think everybody who has heard the topic have enjoyed your talk, and it was applicable to everyone irrespective of their profession. So I would like to congratulate you for selecting such a nice topic. and giving us such a interesting, outlook to look at our health from the Kundali perspective as well. I'm sure a lot of us will start looking into our Kundalis once again. If there are any questions from the participants, I would like to open the panel for discussion.
I understand that this is the last lecture of today's session, so
Yes, sir.
thank you for bearing with me actually.
So if there are no questions, sir, out of curiosity, can I ask something?
Yeah, yes, madam.
So there are so many religious practices that we often do. So many shantis that are done at home to maybe bring down the curses of certain planets or to enhance the goodness of certain planets. So do these practices, do you think they will really affect the health of that person?
Yeah, because if you go to YouTube, even it was new for me, but there are some practitioners in abroad, and what they are saying is you decrease your papas. So whatever you did in last birth or something like that, it happened, and you decrease. You donate people, and also automatically your diseases will get cured. And these foreign practitioners are doing. You can find their YouTube videos and all. So they are taking it in a scientific way. Okay, so more or less, yes, it impacts.
Okay.
It matters.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Savri
Yes,
ma'am
madam.
also has a question, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Prasanna. It was a
Yes, ma'am.
most awaited talk, actually, in this week, and your talk was preponed. So somehow waiting back and listening to the entire talk of yours, and you have given a very good justice for it, must say. Okay, you've done a lot of homework and a very nice correlation with the Kundalis and astro predictions as well. So I think that probably for our patients now, screenings, I think for preventive diseases, I think that this can be utilized very well. So should you so you think that should we plan for some such studies on this?
Yeah, I'm planning actually for a study. So now I'm done with basics. I'm going to take a few samples in it, and I'm going to take their Kundali predictions, and I'm going to check whether everything is right or not. So it is already being planned.
Yes. So I knew that this you're going to do because after doing so much of homework, probably I knew that you should get into it, of course, and that should help in our practice as well. So please give me a little offer of collaborating with you in
Yes,
certain
madam. Why not?
studies.
Yes, madam. It will be my pleasure.
And another one thing, Prasanna, regarding these predictions, how should we consult you? I mean, are you having any consultation place or any special charges?
No, give me Dakshana, I will come anywhere. No, not a joke. I'm not taking any money, or you can contact me anytime for any healthcare predictions. You are always welcome, madam.
Yes,
I will share my contact details as well with others. If you have any questions, you can also ask me.
Yes. Really, Prasanna, very good job. I know that how deep study you might have done, because we were listening to this, and then we came to know that how difficult is getting into this basics of astro. And I am also aware that how passionate you are in this field. So all the very best, Prasanna. I'm sure that if you start working this, collaborating with some of the clinical case studies of the patients, probably it will highlight more of Indian culture, and it will be of more demand into the Western world. And probably if you do so, then probably you would be the first one. You will be the pioneer from the CPs. You will be leading a different pathway, and you will create that hope in our students as well. Okay. Yeah. All the best, Prasanna, and thank you very much for the
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes, Jyoti ma'am, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. I am Jyoti Chaudhary.
Yes, madam.
Sir, can I approach you for my son's Kundali for your study?
Yes, madam. Why not?
My My son is having allergic rhinitis, hypersensitivity, and asthma also. He's 10 years old, so it will be good for me to knowing this. So
Yes,
can you
madam.
please
Yes, madam.
your email? Can you give me?
Yeah, I will share my email address on the group itself.
Okay, sir. In WhatsApp group, no?
Yeah, WhatsApp also I can share. Here also I can. WhatsApp I will share.
Or in WhatsApp you share, sir, please.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Any other questions?
So if there are no further questions, we would like to end the session here. Thank you once again, Prasanna Deshpande sir, and thank you to all
Thank
the
you, madam.
participants as well.
Thank you
madam.
so
Thank
much,
you, sir. Thank you,
sir.
everyone.
It was very well explained and was quite insightful. With this, we have come to the end of day 9, and I hope that everyone has fed their brains with a quite informative and useful sessions. And let's meet tomorrow for another amazing learning experience. Till then, thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.